Hi, my name's host Eric, and I'm the host Talking with Famous People. Today I asked the provocative question, were you named wrong? A lot of people have the wrong name. Everybody's born, they're supposed to have a very specific name, but few parents get it right. My parents got it wrong. They named me Eric. I was supposed to be Santiago. But, now I'm stuck with Eric for the rest of my life. My dad just got me up because tech stuff. It's like every little tech problem he has, he assumed is identity theft. Even though all of his credit is totally locked down. And looking at his credit report today, it's ridiculous. He's got like a perfect credit score. He's got $800 in debt. It's just like, it's not even debt. It's just he hasn't quite paid that credit card bill yet. Well, that's not my credit report, I'll tell you that. You were supposed to be named Gerald. They would have called you G-Man. Instead, they called you Jake. They named you wrong. It's clear. They named me wrong too, Jake. I mean, Gerald. I was supposed to be named Santiago. They called me Eric for some reason. I should be Santiago Strauss. That has alliteration going for it. This is my first bong rip of the day. Yesterday was such a productive day, and today's going to be another productive day. We're going to get some shit done today. And I'm pretty happy about getting some shit done today. I slept really well last night. I slept as though I were named Santiago. Hey, Can Kirsten Summer Pagoo. You're the only person I can think of who was named the right name by their parents. Everybody else was named wrong. Jake was supposed to be Gerald. I was supposed to be Santiago. You actually were supposed to be Ken Krishna Sarma Pagoo, though. So congratulations. You're the only correctly named person around here. Rachel was supposed to be Jennifer. For some reason, they named it Rachel. I don't know why. Let's see. Frank James was supposed to be named James Frank, but his parents got it backwards. It's true. I'm an expert on supposed to names. What you're supposed to be named. You think American names are shortened? Eric is pretty short. It's a lot shorter than Ken Krishna Sarma Pagoo, that's for sure. I don't feel full. Well, yeah, if your name's Ken Krishna Kishnap Kapasap Sharma Pagoo, then you're gonna think everybody's name sounds empty and small. If names were penises, Ken Krishna Sarma Pagoo, you'd be John Holmes. Okay? I think that's fair. Can everybody agree with me on this? If names were penises, Ken Krishna Sarma Pagoo would be John Holmes. I think that's fair. So, it's Sleepy Week, which is always an adjustment for me, I go from a great deal of enthusiasm to working to less enthusiasm for working. I typed somebody last night interesting typing session. I typed him as an INTP, and you're sitting your feet are sitting. Your feet are sitting on your penis. Your penis is possibly, Aaron. That's what we can conclude. Aaron, you were named wrong by your parents. First of all, if you were named Aaron by your parents, if it were correct, it should be 2 A's, not 2 R's. Second of all, your name was supposed to be Steven. They misnamed you. I'm telling everybody what their real names are supposed to be today. Because when every person is born, the angels in heaven write a name on a big chalkboard. That's your proper name, your real name. And then if your parents get it right, they get a prize. If they get it wrong, then they don't get anything. What's the prize? It should be Erguden Straussa. Maybe that is the full form of it. I don't know. So one of the errands we're probably going to need to run today is we're going to need to go get more weed. We'll go down to Herbarium and I don't know, get an ounce or something. So yeah, I'm a little boring this morning, perhaps. I'm feeling a little boring. You know, I'm always waiting for Rachel to wake up in the morning too. She brings cheer and light to the day. Business is picking up on the typing thing. So yeah, I typed this guy last night. I typed in an INTP. He came in convinced he's an INFP and left unconvinced that he was an INTP. Still thinking he might be an INFP, I think. But he answered all of my questions in textbook INTP fashion. I concluded he was an INTP like pretty much right away, and everything I asked confirmed it. So, I mean, I don't think that's ever happened before that somebody thinks they're INFP and I type them as INTP. It always happens the other way around. I just never got any INFP answers out of the guy. Why he thought he was INFP? Well, he thought he countervalued FE too much to be INTP, which is an explanation that is consistent with my explanation of FE fourth, or other people's potentially explanation of FE fourth as being seeking. But you know, I think that young INTPs often have a very adversarial relationship with FE. They see it as the opposite of TI rather than FI being the opposite of TI. Hi, Rafael Alvarez. Alvarez. Of course, what do I feel when I start live streaming? What starts coming? That's right. I feel poop coming. Oh. Every time. Rafael Alvarez. Is that how you say it? Did I do it right that way? Alvarez. Bye, Can Chris and Simon Pagoo. We'll miss you. You go have some tandoori chicken. Rafael Enrique Nicolas Alvarez. There. That's a long name. Old Pal. This read's called Old Pal. Both Rachel and I like it. You're not much better than you were, huh, P? You're still limping. It's going to take a while for PP to get over this broken leg, I think. But I'm not taking her to the vet because it's not swollen. It's not infected. And she's eating, drinking fine. She's just limping. So, but it's pretty clear she broke it. And I also think it's pretty clear it's going to heal. Yeah, who knows how she hurt her leg? This cat, I tell you, she has hurt her legs like 4 or 5 times. Broke one leg, broke another leg, got one leg bit by like a possum or something. That was when we had to take her to the vet because it got all infected. I heard this "Meow" the other day, and that's all I heard. And then there was no other sound. No sound of a barking, no other sound of a cat or anything. And then a little while later, she came in with her broken leg. I should feel happy that for a cat who's constantly getting hurt all the time, like Pee Pee is, that she never gets seriously enough. She only hurts her extremities, That should make me happy, but I don't know what's up with this. She's a leg hurting cat. Look into her eyes. She ain't telling lies. She's a leg hurting cat. The thing is, my cat's incredibly lazy too. Most of the time, she's just lying around. But it's like, every time she's not lazy, it must be a jungle out there around here or something because she's just constantly hurting herself. Or something's hurting her, I don't know. Here comes Rachel. Hi, Precious Wonder.
Hi, kitty cat. Hi, host Eric.
How's it going this morning?
Good, it's going well. I wasn't expecting Pee Pee to run out like that.
No. I was just talking about her. How she's always hurting her legs.
She is always hurting her legs.
And Aaron said, well, how does she hurt her leg? We have no idea.
She's a adventure kitty. She is though.
She gets into stuff.
She does get into stuff. She gets into tussles. She climbs on trees, and she goes through tight spaces. So,
I opened the garage door before, and she's been trapped in the garage.
Pee-Pee has lived. Pee-Pee has lived.
Yeah, and she's lived in 3 different locations, too. She started off life in Temple City.
Oh, really? I get born there?
She was born next to me in bed. And then she moved, when she was still a kitten, to Laverne. And now she's here in Arcadia.
Wow.
So, in Laverne, she had multiple cats in the house that were in varying degrees friendly or unfriendly to her.
So she's had some socialization with other cats then, which is good. That's why I feel like she can hold her own a little bit with Trouble in the Orange Cat.
Well, it was a continual battle between her and Violet in Laverne. Violet was this black cat that just was another female and wanted to be the dominant female,
Yeah.
And so they were constantly at odds. But she never got hurt in Laverne. But here in Arcadia, where you'd think it was a lot safer because a lot of cats died in Laverne. The coyotes were active.
Mm.
It was right near a busy Fifth Avenue, Fifth Street, which was a lot of cars, a lot of traffic. Here is very little chance of her getting hit by a car, almost none, because it's just not very trafficy around here, and the streets are small, and nobody's really zooming.
Yeah, so she goes out, and she goes out into. So far, I've only seen her, kind of like peeking around the bushes and stuff around here. But I'm sure long days she used to go out for longer days. She's not going out as much.
She used to go out more at night.
Yeah,
Too.
yeah, she did.
She's learned to be a little bit more of a careful kitty, I think.
Yeah, she has. And guess what we have? Octavio Silva's belt that she won.
Oh yes, today we're going to mail. We didn't do it yesterday, but we did get other errands.
We got a lot done. We've been getting a lot done.
Yeah, we'll get more good stuff done today too.
Okay, I just like to have my coffee. And...
Sure, take your time. I'm not in any hurry at all. I just woke up because my dad woke me up.
Oh, did he?
Yeah, because he couldn't log into his Experian account on his phone. Well, he could, but the web page on his phone basically doesn't work. Of course, as usual, I checked my dad's phone. He's got a million background apps open. He never closes anything. He never closes anything.
Probably doesn't know how.
I have told him 15 times.
How?
I've told him that you've got to close your background apps occasionally. You push this button here and you push close all.
No.
Then it doesn't work again. But, so anyway,
No, but it's hard. It's difficult learning new systems for ESTJs. I don't mean to generalize, but I've known from my my experience with them is that learning new systems comes slowly. They get it.
yeah.
They eventually get it, but that it does come slowly.
I've also told my dad to get a new phone because he's got this very old Samsung. I don't know what
Oh yeah.
year it's from, but
Yeah, and if he has an iPhone, he could do everything. He can sync it with his computer.
his computer's broken now. It's not
I
even working
know.
at all. So I'm gonna suggest you just get another Samsung because he's what he's used to.
Oh, okay. So,
So I don't
Yeah.
want to change anything up.
no, he could get something similar to yours, just whatever.
Yeah, just a newer Samsung.
So I want to just show everyone my wrench ring.
This, I think it's fair to say,
It's a wrench.
is a gift from Cameron, although he hasn't actually given
I
it
knew
to us
it.
yet. But
I know.
he's lent me this bag of little guns to play with Mindy and stuff. And Rachel found this ring with a wrench on it. It's pretty fucking great.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so I think I'm gonna have to ask Cameron if I can keep this ring to give as a gift to Rachel.
Yeah, because I was the first French user of your community.
That's true.
Yeah.
Oh my God, that is so meaningful.
Yeah, that's
That
why I'm
never
keeping
occurred to me.
it.
You were the very first moderator in my community.
Yeah.
Because, I didn't have any moderators prior to
Mhm.
that, and I thought it would be funny to make Rachel the first moderator and tell everybody that it was because of her excellent moderation skills, and then be like, surprise, she's my
She's
girlfriend.
a girlfriend. Yeah. It worked.
You had a Mexican standoff with a cat, huh? That must be a tough cat to Mexican standoff.
Yeah.
Oh, between two cats. I see. The cat that always comes visits my place, and the cat called El Cato because he's Don of the district. Oh, I jump in. I jump in all
So
the
do
time
I.
to be on Pee-Pee's side against El Cato. I like that name.
El Cato,
Our El Cato around here is trouble for sure.
yeah, Trouble is afraid of me. He knows that I'll feed him, but he knows that I'll stand up for PP.
Right.
And he makes eye contact with me, and I stare at him, and then he turns around. You know, he knows that I'm all PP business.
He's not allowed in here.
No.
He'll try to come in here anyway.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Two Meals fighting it out. I haven't.
Well, the thing is, this is Pee-Pee's house. So,
Right.
I don't care if the cat wins on cat metrics because my cat wins on my metrics. So the other cat can go fuck himself.
Yeah. That's how I feel too. I know. That's so mean.
But look, the thing
Then
is,
you go and
we
feed
still
him.
beat him though.
Because it's so mean, like not to almost. Like he comes here and he's like gonna start trouble. It kind of you don't feed him.
And it's start trouble even if you do beat him. But
yeah.
the thing is, I can't not beat him because he's a handsome guy too. He's a really
I
handsome
know,
gentleman.
he is a very handsome gentleman. He just reminds me of Floorweed.
Cool.
Yeah. And
That's one of the errands we'll do today to go get weed.
okay.
We got an ounce
We'll
again.
go down.
Just getting 3/8 like we just did. We spent like 120 on 3/8. We can spend 240 on an ounce.
I'd rather do that.
So in other words, we get a not a hugely better deal by an ounce, but still definitely a better deal.
Well, you know,
and also it lasts longer, and we don't have to go to the weed store. So
yeah, I find that sometimes the nugs are a little bit smaller in those bags, and I know that it doesn't matter. It's still like the same amount of grams, but I don't know, for some reason like this is one of the orange ones, and I feel like I went through it real quick.
You don't like the orange weed that much? I'm not.
No, I do. No, I'm just saying that I felt like
you don't
it
like
was
the little
very,
bitty nugs.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they call it cub nugs.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it's like Cub Scouts. I guess if you have regular size nugs, they're boy nugs, and if you have big nugs, they're eagle nugs. If they were to follow the scouting methodology.
Cool.
Yeah,
you're right.
I'm looking for
I like the scouting methodology.
Yeah.
Boy Scouts.
The size of a thing or the significance of a thing being measured in cub, weebelo, boy, and eagle levels.
Yeah.
Like they had candy bars in those sizes, right? They have cub candy bar.
Oh, really?
They don't really, but they should. They weebelo. Weebelo would be the next size up, then boy, and then eagle.
Hey, Beacon. So, I actually just checked your emails, and Raphael responded to you about a type session. I just wanted to let you know that it hasn't gone unnoticed.
Okay. Rachel is my hero. She has responded to my emails and set up typing appointments and stuff. So
yeah, I'm gonna be in charge of still my TE's a little.
That's why we got Isaiah as backup
yeah,
too. And
I do communicate with him.
Okay, cool. Yeah.
Yeah, so maybe I should.
Look, don't feel. Look, I don't have an ongoing expectation.
No.
Just because I see these things as this is the wrong way to see them. Okay, but I see them like this. There. That's dealt with, and I'll never have to deal with it again.
Hey, there's nothing wrong with that. It's totally cool. I'm going to, it's a pleasure. And I would love to continue. I'll CC him on stuff.
You do what you think's best, baby. I've
been dealing with emails since I got trained in being an office clerk in 2016, so I'm pretty good at this stuff.
Well, that's great. And this one comes with just exactly only as much responsibility as you feel like taking on. If you don't feel like doing it, just don't do it.
Okay. All right, cool.
That's the way to be in life, really.
It is.
Hi, Bacon.
Hey, Bacon.
Were you named wrong? That's the title of this live stream today.
I don't know if I was named wrong, but we both of us weren't going to be originally named our names, right?
Well, I don't know what I was originally going to be named, but Rachel usually sits in on sessions, not always. Depends on. Well, we need to get another pair of headphones.
Yeah.
I have a multi-headphone jack thing here.
Yeah.
Even if we just get another little pair of headphones with a couple of extendo cords, it would be a big help.
Yeah, and it would be a big help to me too, because then I lost the one earbud.
Right.
You can't buy it separately. It's so gay.
Well, you gotta buy the two of them.
Yeah, you gotta buy it.
Are you sure it's not in the car?
I'm positive. I slept on it at Wolf Creek, and the ghost stole it too.
Oh, the ghost stole it.
Yeah, it's okay.
I was gonna be named Jake and was changed to Jacob because my mom had a close friend who had a kid 3 days before I was born and beat her to it.
Yeah, that happened.
What a bitch.
Yeah.
Did she know that your mom was gonna choose Jake? You think so? All right. So what do you think about this as a name? if you're gonna name, if you have a boy kid, Cooper. I think that's too. It's too. 2014. Coop. No.
Oh.
Pooper. It rhymes with
But
pooper.
there was a Hanging with Mr. Cooper show.
See, the reason I say Cooper is because my second wife always said that if she had a son, she wanted to name it Cooper.
Cooper the Pooper. I don't know.
I don't know about Cooper.
I'm not a huge fan of Cooper. Is that okay?
It's totally fine.
I'm not having any babies anyway. I have a baby, and her name is Pee-Pee.
And Eric.
And Eric. Okay. Well, does that mean that I'm your baby too?
Of course.
Oh, okay, cool.
Of course you are.
Oh, you're equal rights.
Yes, of course you're my baby.
Eric is an equal rights kind of guy.
I am.
You are.
I try to treat everybody the same, you know. So Rachel, I treat different. She's my special lady. She's my special Mickey Mantle.
Oh, yeah. Tell him about his liver.
Yeah, Mickey Mantle had to get a replacement liver because he was a big drunk. And I think there was some sort of controversy about whether or not he should get it because, you know, somebody who wasn't a drunk also needed a liver. And or something like that. I don't remember the exact. I know that
Didn't he say that he got like it was not just
multiple
once
livers?
though?
Yeah,
like
he got
that's
two
like
different livers or something because he drank them
yeah,
both
he
to
was.
death.
He was. I read I didn't know that. I didn't know that. Like that's so wrong. There's something you don't. I guess if you're famous and people will do it for you. Do you think it's? I figure we're just gonna go to the herbarium.
Okay, just be careful. Don't go up in this direction too much. You were fairly close to in frame. Boy, you guys are about to get a treat. You really did the NI-DOM thing. Get in the car. You're arrested. What? Any NI-DOM say 1, 2, 3. Raphael says 3, 2, 1.
Is where has 1, 2, 3 been?
That's Fenty Deluxe.
No.
Yeah, it is.
No, it's not.
It's not?
Fenty Deluxe is someone else. You've interviewed Fenty.
1, 2, 3 changed their name to something.
Yeah.
But what did they change their name to?
I don't know. It's been like a week or two since I've seen them. Just wondering. It's always in like a pun or something. Like the first time we met him, I forget what his name is. Your ENF penis or something. Oh my god.
That's a very FE tool function thing. I don't ever really think I wonder where Mia is. You never really hear me say that. The only person I do wonder about occasionally is Winston's mom. Like right now, I was wondering where Winston's mom is. But that's the only person I wonder about, really.
Well, because she's so consistent usually.
She's kind of like, you know, team mom.
She is team mom. Who's an enigma. No, she's definitely team mom. And she's usually she's consistent.
I like the idea of you having a 1869 paramilitary organization. You could go send them to the Himalayas to fight with the Indians and the Chinese. using your 1869 weapons, you'd have an advantage. Fanta. You know, why drink Fanta when you can drink Shasta?
Yeah, I agree.
Shasta Cola spews straight from the top of Mount Shasta and falls into cans where to sit off to the store. It's a magical soda. No offense to any FI DOMs. Right. No offense to the FI DOMs.
No.
You moisture tens. I need to upload that video from yesterday and send it to that guy. I forgot about
Okay, let's do that before we go then.
that. Yeah, we will.
Where?
I feel my bowels are moving.
Good.
You know, this is actually taking a long time. Normally, live streaming only takes 5 or 10 minutes to make me poop. But right now, it's taken almost all 30 minutes already, and I haven't even pooped yet. So I can feel it brewing, though. It's kind of churning in my stomach a little bit.
Is it?
Yeah.
I had it this morning.
Oh,
Oh, I had to take my medicine.
I love our coffee. Hi, Octavia Silva.
Hey, Octavio Silva. How you doing?
We're visiting the post office today. We didn't quite get to yesterday. We got a lot of errands done, so we didn't get to that one.
Happens.
I might be addicted to this legend because I've linked with the physiological process of pooping. That might be the case.
Yeah, it might be.
Might be. Octavia Silva, you got me thinking about depression a lot yesterday. Because I was kind of in a somewhat blue mood a little bit.
Yeah.
Oh. Oh.
Look at those pursed lips.
Those are the lips about to poop.
Yeah.
Oh. I just have to pull one more bong rip though before I go poop. I think this is the best of the 3 weeks.
Yeah, me too.
Oh, my poor limpy lumpkin.
Oh.
So beautiful
Why
and
don't
true
you
and
just-
good. Meow indeed.
Meow, indeed, indeed. Daddy and Mommy love you.
We're sorry you're hurt, baby.
No.
We adore your precious
Hello.
wonderkins.
You must be feeling somewhat better because you're moving pretty well. She is.
Yeah, she's still pretty limpy lumpkins.
Yeah.
Oh,
She's
my
definitely still
poor
limpy.
baby. My
Oh,
poor,
no.
poor baby.
Here.
You are so funny, Sky Gear. American toilets have ridiculous water levels? You mean we have too much water in our toilets or too little water in our toilets? I need to know. Do we have too much or too little water in our toilets? Too much water in our toilets? I don't think so. That's crazy talk. The toilet can barely handle my poop as it is. If I have less water in it, it'd be less able to handle it. That one didn't go down very well, huh?
Yeah. No, it didn't. Oh, stuffy. That one's all ass. Oh.
That's not fun. Okay, now look, I'm not afraid to agree or admit that more water in the toilet does produce a greater risk of butt splash. That's true. That's a fair point. However, it reduces the frequency of plunging, which can produce hand or arm splash, which is much worse than butt splash, because you're already wiping grossness up your butt anyway.
I'm so sorry.
It's okay, Pukey. My little adorable Pukey pants. It's okay.
I'm not.
You don't
Luckily-
need. You
luckily
do not
it's
need
just-
to apologize for anything, my precious wonder.
Aw.
You're far too precious to be apologizing for things like that.
Thanks, baby.
You were named wrong, Dark Phoenix. You were supposed to be named Margaret. You were supposed to be named Margaret. Instead, they named you Eileen. Totally the wrong name. You're supposed to be Margaret. Octavia Silva, you're supposed to be Quinceanera Golden. Your name is supposed to be Quinceanera Golden, Octavia Silva. Instead, they named you Octavia Silva. They got kind of similar, but it wasn't quite right. Quinceanera Golden is supposed to be your name. So your parents didn't quite get it right. Raphael, what were you supposed to be named again? Did I tell you yet? Percy? You were supposed to be named Percy. Hey, what are you talking about? You're going to ban him. Why are you telling him to shut up? You love your an ass. You're assigned to name at stream. Yes.
I was supposed to be Rebecca.
You're supposed to be Rebecca?
Yeah, remember?
And why didn't they name you Rebecca?
Because my cousin had a cousin who was born around the same time as me, named Rebecca. So they named me Rachel, which is good.
My dad wanted to name me Heinrich. But my mom didn't let him, I guess, so that's good.
Imagine.
I don't want to be Heine.
I think I would have been majorly intimidated by you if I knew your name was Heinrich. Like I'd be like, whoa.
Dark Phoenix isn't going to be banning nobody, okay? Raphael, don't worry about it.
Is she in the house?
Yeah, she's in the house.
Hey, Dark Phoenix.
She's rolling in immediately threatening to ban Raphael for no reason. I don't know why.
Oh, really?
She must be in a mood.
Does she still have her icon? I really like your new icon, Dark Phoenix. Phoenix, your hair looks very golden.
Golden, like the strands of hay that are woven into gold by the girl in Rumpelstiltskin.
Yes. I agree with you. It's that kind of golden.
Mm-hmm. You know, Raphael, I will tell you a story about the word phoenix and autocorrect. One time, I was doing a lecture. I had voice to text on some arguments in a lecture I was giving, and I wanted to send it to all the. I had a mass send the email to the kids and their parents or whatever, and the voice to text. The example I used was. I said, look, the argument's like this. Just because it's a good idea to go to Phoenix doesn't mean it's a good idea to walk to Phoenix. And it translated it as penis in both instances. So I sent that out to all the parents and the kids
Oh my gosh.
as an argument, or one of the sets of arguments that I wanted everybody to understand. Of course, I didn't want them to understand the analogy as just because you want to penis doesn't mean you want to walk to penis.
Good.
So I had to explain to the parents that no, that's not what I meant to say. Skygear says I should have been named Joseph, and I should have been as buff as Arnold Schwarzenegger. Alma was supposed to be named Denise, but her niece was born and named that, so same thing as you. Yeah. So my father named you Alma. Hi, Alma.
Hi, Alma. That's pretty.
Despite that story, what you were actually supposed to be named was what's that name?
The name that never was.
No, the name of the lady in the tower with the long hair.
Oh, Rapunzel?
Rapunzel. You were supposed to be named Rapunzel, Alma. Eric is the name of an 8-year-old boy.
Oh. Yeah, it is.
Hi, I'm Eric.
Yeah.
And that's what I am, basically.
Yeah.
An 8-year-old boy.
I think the worst is finding out your friend stole your baby name right before you have the baby. Come on, that's FE policing right there.
You know what's another phenomenon like that is you're going to buy a car and you think, I'm going to get this kind of car, and then somebody you know gets that kind of car. That's the same kind of thing.
It's a little hurtful.
It's never happened to me, but
No.
But I
don't tell people that stuff.
Right. Well, it's like, or put it this way. Like you might say, oh, I really want to get this kind of car when I get a new car.
Right.
And then your friend ends up getting that kind of car.
It just, still stings.
Yeah.
Stings a bit.
Your parents made you an EHP7 the second they gave you that name. Eric? You might be right, Octavia. So. You have a big problem with Margaret? Okay, maybe I got it wrong. Actually, your parents were supposed to name you Bargret.
So you
Bargret. Bargret. Bridget. Bargret. Bridget Bargret. That's what they were supposed to name you. Was Bridget Bargret, but they named you Eileen instead. Bridget Bargret Thargret. Yes, that's what they were supposed to name. Bridget Bargret Thargret.
Wow, is that alliteration?
No, the first two. Yeah, the Thar. It just rhymes,
right.
Sort of. It's it's a good name though. Bridget Bargret Thargret is not a bad name at all. Octavia Silva's proper name, Quinceañera Golden, is probably the best of the names that have been donned today. But
I think Capillo's name is great for Capillo.
Oh yes, I do too. Because she's an adorable, precious darling.
I know, and I want to let Mrs. Mom know that we used the hair comb on Kitty, and she liked it. She didn't, for as long as she liked it.
You're a very important kitty for you.
Daddy?
Oh, yes, you are. You make my face do strange things. Oh, my very important kitty friend. Yes, Daddy loves you so much.
She didn't listen to us.
Oh, so good. And Justin.
Oh, she's Daddy's girl.
So
look at
Justin,
that.
Wonderful.
Aww.
My poor Limpy Lumpkins.
She still gets around.
She does. But she's a very, very important kitty friend.
Mm-hmm.
So yesterday we went and got some algae discs for my bottom feeding fish. And I don't know, he doesn't seem to be eating them. I think
other fish are eating them.
We got to put that fish in the lake.
Yep. That's a list of things to do.
That's on the list of things.
Yeah, I think he heard us through the glass.
Yes, it did. Quinceañera Golden. Wow. Look at that. Quinceañera Golden is properly named. I do agree that Rana Kaur is a very regal and viral name, Sky Gear. Rana Kaur?
Rana Kaur, yeah.
That's a great name for a stage name for an actress. Rana Kaur. It's great.
Yeah.
It really rolls off the tongue.
Rana Kaur. Or MMA fighter.
Yeah, Rana Kaur.
What's her name? Ronda Rousey? Ronda.
I don't know, but Rana Kaur is a good name for an MMA fighter.
Yeah.
Look, it's Margaret. I don't think that was that your name? No, it was Margaret Bridget Thargrit.
Yes.
You got it wrong. It's Margaret Bridget Thargrit. Yeah. But if you want to be Margaret, that's fine too. Margaret's fine there.
Margaret.
There's no Margaret. She doesn't like the name Margaret.
Oh.
So that's something we learned today, that Margaret doesn't like the name Margaret. Probably because she's always being mistaken. She's introduced herself. Hi, I'm Margaret. What do you think people say? Margaret?
Yeah.
And she goes, no, it's Margaret. God damn it.
When they're like, when you're half listening to the names that are being introduced to you, and you're like, oh yeah, Margaret.
My name's not Margaret.
Or like a boss who like has too much on his mind, and you'll always be Margaret to him because he just thought you were Margaret, and he doesn't understand the word Margaret. So he's like,
you just give up.
No, you're Margaret. Yeah.
You give up and just answer to it.
Yeah.
Or every time you correct him, but he just ignores you.
Yeah, exactly.
It's actually Margaret. Okay, Margaret. Okay. Well, anyway.
Exactly. Right. Hambone hasn't been around. Maybe he's around. I don't know.
Frosty Toot. That's a bell ringer. That's a good one.
Do we have any more of that kind? Thanks, Drew.
Good catch.
Thanks.
So, it is cigarettes one time, or as they say in Korean, dambe financigaida.
How did you pick up on Spanish pretty quickly?
Spanish? When did I start learning? I took a class in Spanish after I graduated from college. I had my most fun classes that I ever took after I already had my undergraduate degree. And I was in a teaching credential program and taking undergraduate classes just for kicks. Those were the best classes I ever took. Because there was the only reason I took those classes I wanted to take Spanish I had to take actually. But from typomorph to name morph, Margaret, an autobiography.
I like that.
That's a great title.
I really like that.
Sky Girl, you got great NE. You're very effective with your NE.
Yeah.
NETI stuff in general. I appreciate it.
I always now I'm like getting used to like Sky Gear too, because I used to think with a name like that it could be Countess like as another person, but I think it's not.
Oh no, that's definitely Sky Gear.
Okay, cool.
There's no chance that Sky Gear is anybody but Sky Gear.
All right, cool, because I like feel more comfortable with that.
I still periodically think of him as Sky Gear, the Eternal Noob, which is what he came in as.
Yeah, yeah.
He was also briefly Sky Gear Cloud's devotee or something, or something like that. And then he transitioned to what he's been for a while now, which is Sky Gear, Lord of the Promiscuous NE Tool.
Yeah.
It is a very NE friendly environment for sure.
Yeah. Cloud
Gear, the Eternal Devotee. That's what you were. Okay. Thank you.
I ain't gonna smoke no wash no more.
Yeah, Sky is definitely not Countess. But it's conceivable that I don't think I don't even necessarily think Rachel Hader is Countess. I don't know. But it's possible.
Thinking it's possible. Well, who thinks do you think you're a genius typologist? And whoever was there thinks you're a genius typologist, which was insinuating that I don't think of you like that. And I was like,
Right. Well, I was certainly insinuating that you're preventing me from doing important work in some regard.
Yeah.
Which is not the case at all.
No.
It's ridiculous.
So it could have been like, maybe Spike Monkey business.
Could have been Spike Monkey business. Could have been.
Because it's another attack. I mean, your dad, then it could be the next attack would be May. Who knows? We really, really absolutely do not know. It could be a crush who just hangs back and doesn't say anything ever. He's just like not impressed with May. Who cares? A person spent way too much energy on trying to do something that didn't work.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's such a strange thing to think that you could possibly do. It's like, how could somebody that is like the idea that somebody could drive a wedge between me and Rachel is ridiculous. It's just absurd.
I like someone who didn't who doesn't count Kira or something. Kira Louise or something. Someone who doesn't maybe a listener, not a viewer, a long-time viewer.
Just to clarify, she's not talking about Curious Kyra.
No, someone else. A viewer who doesn't speak often said, I'm a Rachel hater. And I was like, aw, that's nice. It got again, like I said, like that person was kind of like spending way too much energy on something that wasn't working.
Regardless, I don't think it was Cloud. I really don't.
I don't either.
Oh, I get dislikes all the time, Who knows who or why? It's just, I generate a fair amount of animosity in the world, I guess.
You told me that right when we first one of the first conversations we had was when we got into this area. It was I have a lot of people who hate me, so you're gonna see that when we're dating.
Yeah.
And it's proved to be true.
Yeah.
Not and you're like, I don't know why it's happening.
The funny thing is, it's always been that way. There's always been a certain subset of people who just sort of right out the gate hate me.
I wonder if it's a 7 thing. Because 7s are very, happy-go-lucky. And there are people who just don't like that attitude in life. Like, who are you to be so happy,
Right.
There's a bunch of different reasons. Who knows the psychology behind it? I don't know. But a lot of people, happy people, they get jealous of.
Skygear is correct. The Spider-Man contest is the ratio of likes to dislikes on genuinely good or offensive content. I would say that it's...
that's a good observation.
Right. Why do you think these people hate you so instantly? Well, as far as people who hate me instantly, I suspect most of them are ESTPs. This is like kind of growing up, my experience that they don't like. It's hard to say why exactly, except that they see me as not particularly validating on their okay, I'll check it out, Skager. Well, sure, Raphael, that's true. Not all dislikes are from haters. The thing is, when I know one of the ways I know that I am not getting a legitimate dislike is when somebody dislikes something before it's even 5 minutes in, just like instantly dislikes before I even begin. Well, that's obviously not responsive to anything I've done. And I get those on like scheduled things. I'll get dislikes before a premiere of a video is premiered. Those are definitely hater dislikes because it doesn't have anything to do with the content at all, So the thing is, I don't get a whole ton of them. It's dwindled down to three or four, maybe just one or two people. But it's, but there are a lot more people than that strongly dislike me, that don't bother to dislike my videos, that just avoid dealing with me at all. I do have strong opinions. People don't necessarily like the fact that I can do what they can't, which is have strong opinions and win the argument.
Yeah. That is true. I think it's a big part of it.
And they think that I'm somehow pulling tricks or whatever.
Right. Like you can get a one-up on that.
Yeah, I'm not pulling tricks. The reason I can do that is because I spent years and years refining, what the right arguments are.
PP, I'm finding bones everywhere.
So the thing is, I can do a better job with FE by being more INFJ-like about things. I don't necessarily need to win all these battles. I can avoid most of them. I can engage with people in more FE-friendly ways if I put effort into it. I'm not necessarily sure I want to or care. One of the advantages of being ENTP is, by and large, stuff rolls right off of my back. So it doesn't matter what kind of nastiness goes on in the chat or in comments or whatever, I just forget about it right away. It's like people are always, this happens all the time. Well, it hasn't happened in a while, but it's happened a lot of times totally. Where people go, hey, about the blah, 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 I'm sorry, blah, blah, blah. Like, I have no idea what you're talking
about. So I'm going to say that's the ENTP superpower because not everyone can do that. Right. That's a superpower.
It makes life easier when you don't. When stuff doesn't really stick to you that much.
Yeah. Teflon.
And obviously it sticks with other people when they're engaging with me more than it sticks with me when I'm engaging with other people simply because I'm like behind the camera central person thing. Oh yeah, maybe that explains why ISFPs like me. Because as an ISFP, a huge fear of quinceañera goldens is one small action leaving a lasting negative impression. Yeah, that doesn't really happen. The only thing, Rachel has a more difficult job in life because it's not really true for her.
No.
It's like stuff that she says will definitely stick. If she heard, because it's like I only really entrust my feelings.
I know.
I only really entrust my feelings to a few people, and so if one of them hurts my feelings, then it's like that. What's possible for them to hurt my feelings? It's not very possible for most people to hurt my feelings. I mean, it's like they have to get really nasty and strike homes with something, and it's pretty tough for them to do that,
Yeah.
successfully. So I feel fairly. I mean, okay, it is true that comments will provoke me sometimes, or chats will provoke me, like with wrong shit. But I don't really read comments as much as I used to. I don't. I used. There was a long time where I answered every single comment, and then eventually I just stopped doing that. And sometimes I try to win every battle, for a long time. No, I fight with everybody if they want to fight with me. Now I just leave most of it. Just don't even pay attention to it.
Yeah, and you taught me about that too.
Yeah, it's just noise in the data stream.
ISFPs, though, their superpower is turning off hearing.
Turning off hearing?
Yeah. Yeah. My ISFP art teacher, like, the most ridiculous shit would be going on in the classroom, and she'd still be able to, like, people could even be saying her name. You have to say it 3 times for her to actually really, like, answer you.
Yeah. Well, when someone does provoke you, don't hold any bitterness for people. Right. I generally don't hold any bitterness for people about that because I don't typically link the thing I'm being provoked by to the person. I think this argument is stupid and it's pissing me off. So it's like when we come back and I was pissed off by something last time. I don't remember really being pissed off last time. But if I did, I remember what the argument was that pissed me off, but not the person. Because that seems irrelevant, It's the words that are the problem.
Oh my gosh. Everyone's changed their names. I didn't see that.
It's weird when people want to argue and get offended and spiteful when they lose. I try to be more Sun Tzu about things nowadays and give people, try to preserve people's dignity. Bye, Margaret.
Bye, Margaret. I hope your day
is as German as where you live.
Yeah.
That's it. Very German.
That is.
Nothing more German than Germany.
Uh-huh.
That's the Germanest thing.
There is nothing more German than Germany. I liked Germany. But I only saw a part of it, so.
So many worsts. So what's our plan today? What's the first thing we're gonna do?
It sounded like get weed. That's
fairly important.
But I'm only like I
know what I want to do before we do anything else.
What?
I want to make sexual intercourse at you.
Oh.
Yeah. I'm inclined to do that.
Maybe go to the post office then?
First?
Yeah.
Okay. Rachel wants to get a couple things done before we have sexual intercourse at the time. She's like, oh, that's such a great time, Eric. Okay, that's
if you
fine.
want
That's
to.
good.
Are you still in the mood?
Of course, yeah, whatever. It doesn't matter. We can go to the post office first. It's fine. Want to do the stream now? No, I don't want to do it right now. I have other things to do right now. And I'm going to end this stream, though, because hi, Romulus Cerrone. Sorry, you were right at the very end. You were not named wrong. Yes, you were. Okay? So. You were supposed to be named Ceviche Antigulon. You were supposed to be named Ceviche Antigulon.
Oh my God! I have like taste memories in my mouth last night. Yo, I like ceviche. Ceviche is good, but I don't know what that ish taste memories.
Forbid Wigglies. No wiggly things above, below, or any letter. Yes, I agree.
Like a tilde?
Yes. Ceviche. What did I say here?
Ceviche.
I forgot the last name.
Oh, I don't know.
I already forgot it, but whatever it is, it's great. Okay, we can rewind and find out. You're a tall Spanish man with a sombrero, a pink cotton shirt, and black dotted pants. The dots are obviously pink. I want that outfit for sure. I would totally rock that outfit.
What outfit?
It's a sombrero, a pink cotton shirt, and black dotted pants. The dots are pink.
I want you to wear that.
I would rock that outfit.
You would actually. People
wouldn't even think I was gay. That's how much I'd rock that outfit.
No, you know it though.
I'd walk around and people go, "That's a straight man."
Yep.
That's how much I'd rock that outfit.
Yep.
All right, I gotta go. Thanks everybody for being here. We got errands to run today. We got mailings to mail of Octavia.
Yeah.